Universal credit's a new benefit. It's replacing 6 existing means-tested benefits with one single payment. It's paid to people in and out of work, so people who are unemployed and people who are in jobs. It's a major change to the system. It's going to affect about 7 to 8 million families, so it's a really significant change. We're particularly interested in our research in understanding what it means for couples with children. The aims of universal credit are threefold, really. One is to make the system simpler. As you can understand, replacing 6 benefits with one is a simplification of the system. The second main aim is to enable people to move more easily between unemployment and work and between different jobs. So it's about smoothing transitions in the labour market. And the third thing is about enabling people to work part-time, so that if you work part-time you can still get a top-up from universal credit to make up your income. So that's the aim of the system. Now, making that work in practice may be more complicated. So what we want to do is to look at, is this a smoother system in practice? What does it mean for families with children? What does it mean about their decisions about when they take jobs and who should work and how many hours they should work? It does require people to be seeking work or to increase their hours. And if people don't do that, there are more sanctions that can be applied. And it's also important to understand what that means for families, for their incomes, for their living standards, but also for their engagement with work. Does that help them to seek more hours to get into work?
Governments find it quite hard, I think, to do what this government is trying to do, which is to alleviate poverty on the one hand, and also help people into work and help them progress in work on the other hand. And that's particularly complex for couples with children, because there's a lot going on in the lives of couples with children, and it's quite a complicated business juggling work and care. For couples with children, universal credit is going to be a new environment. So what we want to do is to look at how that new environment affects couples with children and what goes on within the household in terms of how they make decisions about work and care and dealing with their income. We're looking at the couple, how couples make decisions around paid work, so who goes out to work and how they decide between themselves who works and who stays at home to look after children, and also how they manage their household finances. And in that sense, we're looking inside the family, and a lot of research to date around universal credit is just looking at labour market outcomes, and it's looking at them on a very individual basis, as though decisions are just always made by the individual. So the important dimension of this project is that it's looking at the couple dynamic and also looking at it in a household context as well. We're going to be doing 2 phases of interviews, interviewing couples approximately a year apart, and looking at how the policy impacts over a period of time. Part of the purpose of the project is not just to find out what's going on, but to see whether finding out what's going on can help improve universal credit for couples with children in particular.